The Pakistanis were so proud to have played a role in this that they began bringing like delegations of generals to come and look at him. So here he is, naked, tied down, and he goes, "I am not a zoo animal." And I said, "Abu Zubaydah, listen, you're a big trophy for them. You're the most important person we've ever caught. They're going to do this. But listen, you got to cooperate. You got to cooperate." So we ended up having some deep conversations. You know, I told you earlier, he had this diary that we captured that night. The CIA and the FBI have very different ideas of what that book was. The FBI said, "Oh, he's insane. It's the rantings of a madman." It's like, on the contrary, he's very, very intelligent. What it was he would write poems, and then he would draw doodles that were quite sophisticated. And then and this is why the FBI thought he was insane, he would write letters to himself as a young man. Like, Abu Zubaydah was 24, and he's writing to himself as a 15-year-old, saying, "Hey, listen, 15-year-old Abu Zubaydah, don't make the mistakes that I made. That time that such and such happened, you shouldn't have done that. Think twice before you do this again. You know, you shouldn't have left Saudi Arabia when you did. You shouldn't have gone to Afghanistan when you did. You should have gone to Jordan instead." Stuff like that. Like I say, it was all very sophisticated. He asked me if I was Christian. I said yes. And he wanted to debate Christianity versus Islam. We didn't really debate it so much as just talked about it. He cried a lot. He would never know the touch of a woman, he said. He would never know the joy of fatherhood. I said, "You're not the victim here." I said, "There were 50,000 people in those towers. What did you think was going to happen? Did you really think that we weren't going to try to find you, to kill you, or to kill bin Laden? What did you think we were going to do?" And he said, "I never wanted to attack the United States. I wanted to attack Israel. All I ever wanted to do was to kill Jews." I said, "Well, you made your bed. This is the way it's going to be. And that's why you have to cooperate." And I would say it at every opportunity.